Hello there, and you're very welcome to another episode of the Arkham Avengers FFPL podcast. You join me, the host, along with Eamon, Hector, and Captain Fantastical Mick, where we take a look to see how the managers in this league are getting on for the season. However, we'll also be talking about much more. So kick back, stay tuned, and enjoy. Hello, folks, and I'm very pleased to announce that we have a full panel in for today's show. Captain Fantastical Mick, you're back. You've recovered from your cold.
That's right, yeah, I have back to 100% full health once again.
That's certainly good to hear. And other than the cold, how have you been?
I've been very well, thank you. Ta for asking. I've been watching some of the World Cup. I can tell you this, some of the games I think have been really good, you know. There's been a lot of goals being scored. We're starting to see a little bit more football now. I think it's really coming up to the level that we've expected all along, yeah.
Aye, and there's plenty more to come there. Eamon, a very warm welcome to you. And how are all things in your camp?
And I'm in tip-top form. Thank you for asking. And how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, Eamon. Tell me, you've had a busy week, have you?
Certainly had a busy week, yes. Between writing a few articles and all the football that's on TV, there's hardly time to sleep. It's just, I'm not complaining though. It's good. I like it. It's nice, interesting. I don't think it's the worst World Cup. There's certainly been a bit of excitement, a bit of a buzz to it. There's been a bite to some of the games there.
Excellent stuff. And Hector, you're keeping well, are you?
I be well, yes. Good to see the Mick back. Good, you be better.
Thanks for that, Hector. And I think, look, before we got too far, I have to just say that I was quite surprised, Hector, with all that carry on there, their episodes. That attack, that assault on Eamon, Hector, I never thought you'd do such a thing or try something. When I listened to the show, I have to say, I was sitting in my chair, having a cup of tea, and I listened to it and I thought, am I really hearing this? Is this our Hector? I was speechless, I have to say.
Well, I'm not surprised, Mick. And certainly, you weren't the only one that was surprised. Most of our listeners couldn't believe it either. However, Hector has apologised and Eamon has accepted it. So I think we can move on. All is good. Although, Hector, we still do have a few emails. And look, I think in fairness, people are taking the time to email in. We should read them out. Let's have a look and see who have we got first here. Yes, okay. This email comes in from Tessa and she says, lads, love the show. Hector went a bit OTT with his accusations at Eamon, a right cheek he had. He'd want to pull up his socks and do some real investigative work. Can you give a shout out to the Waterville crew? Thanks. There you go. Well, we hope that the Waterville crew are all keeping fine this week. No comment, Hector?
I give shout out to Waterville.
I bet you give a shout out to them, all right.
Okay, so our next email comes in from Damo. And Damo says, the hack of Hector. He's lucky Eamon didn't box his ears in. Who does he think he is? Jumped up Columbo who doesn't know his arse from his elbow. As for his BBQ skills, I wouldn't hold out much hope. Hector has made a right bags of his investigation. If he turned on me like he did with Eamon, I'd eat the head off him. Fair play, Eamon.
Thank you very much for your email, Demo. I think you summed it up very well, and it's touching. Thank you. And if I'm not mistaken, some of the terminology there that you were reading out, I'd say Demo is from Dublin, up the Dubs.
Hector, you have something to say, have you?
Yeah, I want to just ask you a question. He want to box my ears in. He want to eat my head. I mean, what is this Demo? He one of the Hannibals, is he?
I think you mean cannibal, Hector, don't you? Cannibal.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean.
That's all right, Hector. It's slang. Nobody is looking to eat you. Don't worry about that. Now, I suppose I'll take one more email. And this one is in from Marty. And Marty says, Hector's only human, and we all make mistakes. He was wound up, but went too far with Eamon. Looking forward to listening to your next movie night. Thank you for that now, Marty. And you know what? I think we'll leave it at that now. Hector, some of our listeners are still a little bit riled up. How does this make you feel? How does that sit with you?
Like I say last week, from bottom of my heart, I say the sorries. I don't mean to upset anyone. I put my hands up. I say forgive.
I don't think you can say any more than that. Fair play, Hector. You were in the wrong and you've held your hand up. Nobody can say anything else about that. Look, I think everybody's got to move on, haven't they?
I do agree with you, Mick. I think it's time to move on. Okay, gentlemen. Eamon, are you tackling this week?
No, fortunately not. I've one or two topics in mind, though, and would like to do a little bit of groundwork on them before I start talking about it. But don't worry, I should be tackling in the next few weeks, not to worry.
Excellent. And Hector,
Yes?
dare I ask, have you anything for our listeners and for us here on the theology and psychology of fantasy football? No doubt our listeners are waiting on you. I know we are.
Well, I'm not waiting on him.
I don't know about that either. I'm not waiting on him, I have to say.
Okay, I'm waiting to hear what you're going to say.
I still work on next piece, I have it by Christmas.
Christmas? What's this, Hector? Is this a Christmas Hector special?
Mick, no, Christmas, it's always special, you know that?
Hector, I think what Mick is trying to say here is the next piece, when you're talking about this theology and psychology of fantasy football, will this be like a Christmas special? It's something amazing. It's something out of this world.
No, no, it won't. I will just be talking as normal.
Oh, that's quite a shame. I thought you were going to return to this topic with a bang.
A bang?
Yes, Hector. A bang.
Oh, what be bang?
Okay, right, hold it. I think we've established Hector will talk about this before Christmas.
We can leave it at that and we can move on. Oh, no, hold on. What about this bang? Do I need to get something for this bang?
Hector, don't worry about it.
It's easy for you to say. You don't have to get the bang.
Hector, can we move on? Thank you.
I only ask what the bang is and now where I get the bang.
Hector, you'll get more than a bang if you persist with this. We're moving on with the show, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay.
Tell me, lads, did any of you sit down and watch the Late Late Toy Show last Friday? Who sat down and watched it? It's an institution after all.
Yes, I caught it, but I did not understand the show.
Okay, Hector, what did you not understand?
Eamon was saying he was on the show there and he was talking about football and he was on a show. But why he going on a show there all full of kids and toys? What I wanted to ask Eamon is why he be on the Late Show when it's like a kid show.
I wasn't on the Late Late Toy Show, Hector. I was on the Late Late Show. There's a little bit of a difference. The Late Late Toy Show is a show that portrays toys, books, bit of crack, children. It's geared for children. It's also a worthy event to raise money for children in Ireland. So you do very well to find me on that show. I know there's been a lot of turkeys down the years, but certainly not me. And whatever about being on the Late Late Show, Hector, certainly you'd never catch me on the Late Late Toy Show. You're out of bounds there. But I know you did ask how you get on it, and I think you might recall I said if you just dress up as a clown, Hector, they'll let you on.
All right, okay. I think I give the Leahy show a miss.
Well, can I say something? There was the cuckoo lady, and I have to say, I thought she was super. She had all the children around there, grandchildren, the great music. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was the best music I hear. Lots of talents there. It was very. How you were saying, Mick? What you would say?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The music, And you go
Sorry, what is it?
I don't know the music, it's Irish music, it's not Brazilian, we do the flamencos and we express ourselves. This is kind of like high dilly.
And I tell you something, you might be talking about the cuckoo. You're doing a big disservice to her with that impersonation of high diddly dee and Irish music. Look, I do agree. It was a class piece of entertainment. I think it was one of the best pieces of entertainment RTE have had on for a long time. Certainly on the Late Late Toy Show. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to find no foot tapping in the country. Everybody's feet would be tapping, fingers would be tapping. There'd be a yo-ho here and there. Certainly not out of Hector, that's for sure.
Make you looking a bit vacant there. Is everything okay?
I have to say I've missed this Late Late Toy Show. For some reason, I thought it was on this coming Friday. I didn't realize it was on last Friday.
Well, there are no words.
We watched it. What about the boy, Jack? And Ryan said to him, he's giving him, here's a prize, gift for you, a trip to Disneyland. And he retorted back like, he's off to Disneyland in his own time and he won't be rushed, he'll be heading when he's 12. I thought he's very good. And then he was very relaxed. And then there was Eamon Keller, the goalkeeper for Liverpool, who couldn't stop a penalty taken by the blindfolded child. I thought it was very good, that.
Eamon, in fairness, it was a bit of a laugh. I wasn't meant to be serious penalty taking.
I know that, but still, he's a goalkeeper. He should be able to do something. Even if he made a really half-hearted effort, got the ball, fumbled the ball maybe into the net, but it was poor. Not a good reflection on him, I have to say.
Man, it was a laugh, so it was. It wasn't serious. Come on. Hold on, you're saying it was a laugh? You're trying to say that this was a joke? Of course it was a joke, Hector. What do you think it was? It was a bit of fun for the child. But it was a penalty shootout. I know it was a penalty shootout, but it was in a television studio. It wasn't out in a pitch. Don't you know the meaning of fun, Hector? I do, but it was a penalty against the goalkeeper who plays for Liverpool and Ireland. I think it don't look too good for him.
Hector, well, I put it like this now. He was hardly going to let the young lad not score. I suppose you'd have saved the penalty and ruined it for everybody, would you? Be like Scrooge.
No, Eamon, I would not have done that because I would not have been in the goals in the first place. I would be in the midfield where I could be helping out to orchestrate movements, tackles, passes. That's what I would be doing. Right, okay. And then, of course, we had Billy who got his guard outfit and he had the blue light on the car there. You know what, Hector? I think you're quite lucky that he wasn't on our episode the other week because you could have wound up being arrested for a verbal assault on Eamon.
I think that's very good. I like that.
It's not bad at all, is it, Eamon? It's not bad.
I think I need to watch this late talk show on Catch Up TV or something on RTE. I've not got a clue what you lads are talking about there.
Be the one off forget. I wish they not talk about previous show, where, I would step out of line and accuse the Eamon, and I already say my apologies, and now I have to sit here and listen to them having a laugh. Hector, it's all right. Take it easy.
No, but hold on. I think we do need to go to a serious matter.
Okay, right. Away with it, Eamon. Serious time talking. Now, Hector, why are you looking at me? Is it not going to come back on me again? No, it's not. Eamon is going to talk serious chat here. And when Eamon mentions serious matters, it's serious stuff.
Thank you for that. I'll just carry on, will I? Or are you going to keep going on there?
No, go ahead. It was only Hector the one who said that he thought he was going to be made fun of again, and I said not at all. Oh wait, go on, Eamon. What is it?
And I wanted just to mention about the young lad, Aaron, who got the VIP trip to Dublin Airport and a visit to Emerald Airlines cockpit. Now, that's what he got. Okay. Then you have our child, the other young lad who scored the penalty against Eamon Keller. And what is he getting? He's getting a flight over to Liverpool and he's going to get to watch a Liverpool match. And then with 3 other children. Now, yes, they have been ill. They have been sick. Where are they going? They're going off to Disneyland, Paris. And we have the other girl who is a big fan of the ladies football team here for Ireland. And she's away off to Australia for the World Cup next year. Now, what is Aaron going to think when he's stuck in Dublin Airport and he's watching all this other gang heading off on their merry way? That's my question. What is he going to think?
Well, Eamon, I doubt they'll all be in the airport at the same time. I mean, there's little fear of him striking up for a conversation with them and suddenly asking, so where are you off to, lads? And one of them says, I'm off to Liverpool. The other 3 say, we're going to Disneyland Paris. Well, actually, there'd probably be only 2 because Jack, he's going in his own time. And then the other young lady says, she's going off to Australia. And what do you think? That they're going to turn around and say to him, and how about yourself, Aaron? Where are you off to? And he's going to say, I'm stuck here in the airport, going nowhere fast. And they turn around and say, you don't want to take it up with this Tuberty guy.
Correct, yes. But this is RTE. And RTE are liable to land all of them at the airport at the same time on the same day by bus.
Can I just check something here? Yes, Hector, what is it?
Are you guys saying that the Aaron child, he's not flying out anywhere? No, he's not flying anywhere.
All he's left with is a cardboard cutout of some yoke supposed to be a plane.
Is that fair?
Not unless Aaron takes control of the plane and goes for a flight.
So he can fly.
Hector, he can fly. He's a child.
Would you ever go and ride a bike? Can he fly? Seriously, Hector, the things you come out with. So he can't fly.
No, Hector, he cannot fly. He got a trip to the airport. He can visit a cockpit of a plane. He isn't flying anywhere.
All right, okay. Well, I got confused. I thought he was flying somewhere and stuff. May I just got the wrong problem person. Maybe I got the wrong person fixed up.
There's another serious issue to be raised here.
Okay, Eamon, what is it this time now?
Well, I don't know, should we or should we not? But should we mention the woo-woo guy?
Eamon, did you have to mention that?
Who's this guy now you're talking about?
Well, I'd call him a twit.
He is on Twitter, is he? He on Twitter, then maybe I could follow him. Maybe he follow me back. Hey, maybe he follow us on this show.
No thanks, Hector.
No thanks. He can woo somewhere else now.
Woo? What do you mean he was wooing? Is this like romantic wooing? He's trying to woo somebody on the show, is he? I thought you lads were talking about Late Toy Show. Is this the romantic Late that they have on there? And he's trying to, he's got a love interest, is it, or something like that?
No, it's not, Mick. I think you're sitting too close to Hector. I have to split you two up there. No, Mick, this guy wasn't trying to woo anybody. He kept saying or shouting out woo woo throughout the show on Friday. And as far as I know, Twitter was alive. It was electric with the number of tweets about him. And I think actually people were threatening to get into their car and drive down to Donnybrook, to the RT studios, and to haul him out of his seat on the Late Late Toy Show. I would have gone down to the studios myself, but I had a little drink, so I'd better stay where I was. Plus, I don't go on the Late Late Toy Show.
Hold on. I heard him, this guy. Well, I'd like to think you did, Hector, because, I mean, you could not but hear him on the show. I mean, he was wooing nearly every couple of seconds. Yes, but when he was going the woo-woo, was he not shouting out that he trying to order the woo-woo, like, a cocktail?
Huh?
A cocktail? Hector, how did you come up with that? Because he said woo-woo. What else did he be asking for? Woo-woo, the cocktail.
He wasn't asking for anything, Hector. He was shouting out woo-woo just for the sake of it. He was excited. Probably hyped up there that he got on the show and thought, I'll get on the TV here and sure I'll go woo-woo every few minutes and get plenty of attention and the rest of it there.
Okay. Can I get this straight? So this man you're saying, he was shouting at a woo-woo. He wasn't actually looking for a drink. He was just saying woo-woo.
Yeah, that's right, Mick. That's right, yeah. Maybe if they had given him a drink, that might have shut him up a little bit. Less woo and more woo out of him.
I definitely need to watch this show. I'm still lost.
Well, look, Mick, you will find plenty of footage, I think, on Twitter and online. It's quite possible. Look, he was enjoying himself and, he got spurred on a bit more, just got into the spirit of things there.
I'd tell you this now. He's well suited for the panto. He'd make a great villain with his woo-woo.
Oh, yes, he would.
But I have to say, I feel sorry. Anybody who was sitting there, I mean, probably quite ruined their night having this consistently going on. Like in your ear, sometimes think, why? It's nice to be excited sometimes, but I mean, tone it down a little bit there. I do wonder, and it crossed my mind, I wonder, is there any possibility we could interview him, maybe get him on the show?
Well, I'll tell you what, Eamon, I'm not interviewing him because I'm certainly not listening to that. Every second word or something's probably a woo out of him. Every sentence, every finishing with a woo-woo. No, I'm not, I'm not getting involved. Like, you're more than welcome yourself to interview Mr. Woo-woo on your own time.
Yes, okay.
Can I make a little suggestion? Maybe I will interview him. I will give him the cocktail. Talk to him about his experience. Maybe I could borrow some of your recording equipment.
No, Hector, that won't be happening. If anything, I'd say it's a pity that Billy, the guard of the child that got
the Garda uniform and the blue light didn't come back into the show and pull this fella out of his seat and cite him on the spot for noise pollution.
Yeah, I suppose you could have tried that, but I don't know what happened to Billy. There was never no sign of it anymore.
Okay, well, look, anyway, that's quite enough now of Mr. Woo Woo. Hector, back over to you now. Any update on the investigation of the mystery recitation man in Moidu? Not at the moment. Ah, okay. I thought we were going to get some big update this week. Well, I have been trying to think, and I have trying to figure out I need to get back copies of the National Standard. I have one issue.
You've got one issue of the paper only.
No, Eamon, no. What I mean is I have, I'm now thinking to myself, I have to buy 6 months of the Northern Standard going back. And because I do not know when the pre-celebration was. I have no idea. Okay, so you have no idea at all when the celebration took place. I mean, see the photograph that you got. Was there any information on that? No information on it there.
And in that case, Hector, let me make a suggestion. If you're going to be buying 6 months worth of the Northern Standard going back over the months that have gone by, you might actually have to buy 12 months or 11 months worth of them, because this celebration could have been before 6 months.
Yeah, Eamon, maybe you're right on that now. You don't think of that there.
And this is what I'm thinking for you.
6 months worth of newspapers?
Not 6 months. I'm saying 11, possibly 12 months of newspapers.
You serious, Eamon? I mean, we'll be forever looking through the newspapers.
Well, technically speaking, we wouldn't be forever now. We're only looking to 11 months, 11 or 12 months. I think you get away with 11 months, Hector, of the newspapers there. But Hector, if you're getting these papers stacked up here, I think you better have a bottle of wine or two ready, just so I can have a little sip as I flick through the papers.
And you're hoping then, after you get all of this Northern Standard, that you're going to identify the man and the recitation it might do. Is this the plan of action now? Yes, this is my plan of action for now.
And let me play devil's advocate here. Suppose this guy isn't in any of the newspapers. What are you going to do then?
I will have to think about it.
All right, okay.
Well, folks, that's the latest on the big investigation. Not much going on there. Okay, well, I suppose we better wrap up with Hector's hellos. Hector, do you want to take it away? Yes, thank you very much. On this week's show, I give big hello out to all our listeners in Galway, Mayo, Monaghan, Cavan, Dublin, Kildare, Waterford, Belfast and Liverpool, Wales, London, Paris, Germany, Sweden, Italy, Morocco, the Islamic Republic of Iran, Japan, Vietnam, Australia, Nigeria, Israel, to Brazil. Hi, Mom. Hope you're all keeping well down there. Lots of my love to you all. Chile, Argentina, Mexico, in California. We have listeners in Florida, New York, Georgia, Iceland, and Greenland. Thank you for that, Hector. Thank you. Okay, lads, I think it's time to wrap up our show this week. And look, it's been great to have you all back on the show. Bit of chat. I know we have not much in the way to talk about football, but I am looking forward to Waking Ned. Have we an update on this?
Well, now that I was talking to Mick just before we came on the show here, and Mick has kindly advised that, look, he has no problem if we want to watch the movie in his house. He says he can set it up and he's happy with that. And I think that's great. It's commendable of Mick. I would say thank you. I certainly wouldn't get away with it in my house. And Hector wasn't very forthcoming.
Well, it's not that I were not coming forth. Just my friends were saying, why you want all this equipment? And these people, where are we going? And I didn't want to put them out. All right, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Okay. So it's over to your place, Mick.
That's right, yes. I'll get the lads in and we'll have Waking Ned on the TV. Might have a little glass of something. Maybe put some nibbles out. Maybe get some pizza, some boneless chicken wings or something like that. And sit back and we'll enjoy it. We'll have a watch of it. And you'll be recording anything, any comments what we've got that will. So you won't you?
Yeah, that's certainly right. Yeah, I can set that up there. A bit like what we've done before. I'll leave you three lads to it and you can watch the movie and comment away on it. And when are we doing this, do you know?
Well, I think we're going to do it within the next 2 weeks if possible. We may need a little bit of time. So, I mean, are you bringing out an episode next week?
Well, I was going to, but is there a clash?
I think perhaps maybe we need to sit down and join a schedule.
Okay, all right. Well, sure, look, keep me in touch and I will keep our listeners in touch about the show. Okay?
Yeah, we can do that, can't we, Mick?
That's no problem. I can do that. I'm not going anywhere. As I said, I'm 100% full health.
Very good. Okay, lads, as always, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for your time and all your comments, views, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And I hope that you enjoy the football matches and enjoy the next few days and have a nice weekend. And to you, our listeners, yet again, thank you for joining us and for taking time to listen to our podcast. It means a lot to us. And if you want to get in touch with us, if you have any comments or views or want Hector to give a shout out, you can email us at Arkham Avengers, ffpl@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and we're also on Facebook. And all that remains for me to say is to wish you all a good morning, a good afternoon, good evening, a good night. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Do tell your friends, family, or colleagues. Mind yourselves. Take care. Talking to you next week. Slán.